it's always good when your guest is already bopping along to your theme song. Thanks to Mike Ferrantino and Levin Reverse for my theme. This is the A Game. I'm Rob Acampora from the studios here in Red Bank, New Jersey at a shared universe. The man to my right deserves a proper introduction. So, Ariel, I hope I do this correctly. And this is my take on how I do it if I was a ringer announcer. This match is scheduled 45-minute time limit. Introducing the man to my right, weighing in at about 200 pounds. He is currently the CCW Heavyweight Champion. He is also a recognizable actor from the film The Green Inferno, which you can find right now on Netflix. He is the champion you deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, Ariel Levy.
Hey, or boo.
Hey. Depending on which end you want to go.
I'm going with my booze right now, but yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no, my pleasure.
That was good, actually. Yeah,
Thank you. That was kind of off the cuff.
Yeah, brother. You should definitely come to Florida and do some ring announcing for us.
Oh my God, I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
If you ever here in Miami or maybe Nashville, we have shows in Nashville too with CCW. Yeah. So if you ever around the Florida area or Nashville while we're having a show there, hit me up and we'll put you there ring announcing.
Sign me up. We'll definitely get into that. Before I even get into the wrestling, I mean, it's interesting to look at where you've been. And for anybody who's watching this that knows Ariel's career, I apologize if this seems repetitive, but not everybody knows the background of this man who started out as an actor. And at 19, here you are with this monster hit movie in Chile and in Latin America. As a matter of fact, Ming, if you scroll up, I think I have a photo, and I believe that would be photo number 3. There it is.
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
Yes.
That's me in the center.
Yeah, the center. But cute movie. I've been watching some clips on YouTube, and it's one of those, I would like to see the whole thing now, just from what I've been able to see of that.
Yeah,
but
it's very, well, it was clearly, the movie was done in 2004.
Yeah.
It was released in 2004 when I was 19, as you said.
Yeah.
I'm 37 now. I'm proudly almost 38.
That's right. Your birthday's next month.
Yes. September 28th is my birthday. So if you want to send me a gift, contact me in my social media right there.
Exactly. Follow him on Instagram. He'll
but yeah, so it's a very late 90s, early 2000s teenager rom-com.
Yeah.
Very I don't know, super bad. A lot of you can say American Pie maybe, but it's also but it's also very, very, very comic book inspired.
That's the funny.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'll throw in a little bit from the 80s in One Crazy Summer because it had the animation going on and it had that comic book feel at a point in One Crazy Summer. And that kind of incorporates into this. And it is sort of this fun ride that, just to give you an idea how big this movie was in Chile and Latin America, the film went number 1 and it beats out a Disney film like A Shark's Tale. That tells you something. I mean, at 19, you got to be sitting there going, what the hell's going on? And how good did that feel?
Yeah, but it was also the first movie bought by MTV Latin America. It was the first film that they ever bought to show in their because it was the first it's the first of its kind because it was very like high school comedy. Yes. We didn't have that in Latin America.
Oh, really?
All the movies back in the 90s, 80s. Were either like very, very localist, very, I don't know, talking about, which is great because really, really good films, but about like the reality of like the streets and I don't know, of course, Colombian movies about the cartels and the drugs and a lot of movies about in Chile, we had a lot of movies talking about politics and the dictatorship, the very, very hard dictatorship we had in the 80s, but we didn't have like this kind of like popcorn cheesy comedy movies, you know. So it was the first of its kind. So that's why MTV got interested in bought it, because it was a very MTV like movie,
right?
So that was another another cap on the movie's feather. So then yeah, and I was 19, and of course I was all into that. Like I
Right.
wasn't this kind of like very artsy actor. I was always very I don't know. I like wrestling and I liked superhero movies. I was never a comic book guy, to
Okay.
be honest.
Be careful what you say, because my boss is here and he is.
No, I know. No, I'm not. I wouldn't. I would never say anything bad about comic books, because I like wrestling, and we wrestling fans, we get a lot of hate from like ignorant people who are like, oh, you like that fake shit, all that crap, So no, I love all these fandoms that exist, like the Star Wars fandom, the Harry Potter fandom. It can get a little toxic. I think it can get a little toxic. Like the wrestling fan bases can get very toxic. With like, they think they can rewrite. Like it's like me as a fan, I like to watch and enjoy what I'm seeing, but they think that they know better how to do things than the actual wrestlers or the actual and promoters or whatever. And I think that happens a lot with these huge fandoms that happen around movies, like Star Wars fans that think they know better than George Lucas, so it's like, why? How could that be true? So yeah. But going back to Promedio Rojo, yeah, like that was the ideal first movie for me to work in, because I was also I was playing myself. Like I was a fat kid. I was a fat kid.
Right.
I was rejected by the girl I was in love. Like I was the best friend with the girl I loved. The cute girl from the class that in my mind she would never be interested in me. And you can change comic books for wrestling or movies. Like I was always doing it's not like here, like in the States, where you have like drama class, and drama club at school.
I get what you're saying. Yes.
We didn't have that in my school in Chile, but so it was everything was homemade. So I used to hang out at a friend's house, and we used to have these high-8 cameras, and we used to we didn't have iPhones back then, or Androids, so we had this high-8 camera, and we would make some short films, of course very bad looking short films, and I don't know, I remember doing even jackass stunts. I was a dumb teenager. So
we all work. Come on now.
So I used to drink a lot of milk and then throw up all that crap and put it on camera. So of course I was a freak. I was a freak and a geek in high school. So this movie, like I fit right into it, like, so it was tailor made for me. And a friend of mine who was so I was always interested in acting and performing and being in front of the camera or on stage. I also had my high school band and yeah. So my friend was the one who had this camera, and that, like, when we finished high school, I went to drama school, and he went to filmmaking.
Filmmaking school, sure.
Yes, so I was there. I was doing my thing. I started acting classes and learning about like Stanislavski and all this stuff that I didn't care about. And and of course now I respect it now, but back in the day I was like,
oh sure, when you're 19.
Why are we talking about Goodfellas and The Godfather and Tarantino? Why are we talking about Stanislavski? Why? So,
there you go. Good.
But then if you of course if you look, like, everything, like Lee Strasberg, and his inspiration is Stanislavski or Stella Adler, whatever. So it all comes full circle.
Sure.
Once you start like opening up your mind. But back in the day, I was very like, I want to be a theater actor. I want to be a movie actor. But
right.
so he started working in a production company called Sobras Productions in Chile, and he started working like as an assistant at the studio, you know, and they were preparing this. They were in pre-production of Promedio Rojo, and he said like, "Hey, I have a friend that he's in drama school, so can I tell him to come to the casting?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure, tell him."
Right.
And yeah, so the rest of the guys that went to the audition were all very theatric.
And then
Like
there's you coming in. Yeah.
theatrical drama, you know,
Right.
like. And then I came and they asked me, "What's the last movie you saw?" And I was like, "Oh, Finding Nemo." You know, I didn't say anything like very like I don't know. I don't remember what. I mean, it was 2004. I don't remember what movies were in the.
But I get Ariel. I get the feeling, Ariel, that when doing this movie, it was really on the job training because it was sort of like,
yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I finished my first year of drama school in Chile. As you might not know, like we have our summer starts in December.
Well, yeah,
right, because we're in the South Pole, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So,
Below the equator, yes, indeed.
yeah. So I got cast in October 2003, and we started filming in the summer of 2000, in Chilean summer of 2004.
Chilean summer, I would do that. Yep.
Yeah, so that was January 2004, and so I finished the first year of drama school in December 2003, and the next month I was already shooting my first film.
Wow.
And yeah, I didn't know anything about like, I mean, I knew something about acting, but it was very about my instincts, and I think that gives the character a more fresh flavor and a fresher attitude, and it was also very, like, as I said, like it was very related to my own story,
right,
in school. Of course, it had a very happier ending, maybe, but because I never got the girl, you know. So yeah, it was a great start for me. But then it also, like as you said, it got so successful and so big,
right?
But then it's like you would think that when a thing like that happens, you would think that, oh, okay, so now I'm on top of the world, right? Now
you would think doors are going to open. There's going to be
phone's going to start ringing,
right,
you know.
Exactly.
But really, like, I had a lot of praise, but nothing happened. Like, and also because, like, I play like this fat nerd kid, like this very stereotypical fat nerd kid.
I get you.
And after the movie, because I had this like this vision that told me, like, brother, this is a once in a lifetime. You will never get cast as the fat kid again, because like there's only one fat kid. If you have a like thinner body, you have more chances to get more jobs.
So that became sort of the antithesis of changing yourself and getting more physical and getting to where you are now, to say the least.
Right. So I lost a lot of weight after the movie, and I gained weight for the movie, but then I lost a lot, 3 times what I gained. So I became a very thin guy, and I didn't look like the guy in the movie. So I showed up to and of course it was my first film. So when I showed up to the premiere or nobody recognized me. So they had to ask the producers or the director, like, oh, and where's Ariel Levy? He didn't come to the premiere. And they were like, no, yeah, that's him. Nah,
can't be him. No, that's not him.
Yeah. So it worked because I was right. I started getting more roles as the time went on. I started getting more roles.
Yes.
Looking like I look right. I mean, I didn't look like I look now, but looking thinner than when I would have if I would have stayed as a fat kid, you know.
Ariel, I'm going to give a good example.
That's how the movie industry works.
Oh, absolutely. Let me give you a good example. Ming, give me photo number 5, because you go to right here.
Yeah, right. Action hero.
Action hero.
Or action villain. I don't know.
Actually, you know, when you look back on this, the film I'm going to talk about is The Green Inferno, which, by the way, has a great thing happening in Orlando this weekend, which we'll get into in a
Yes,
second.
sir. Yes,
But
please.
when you look back on this film, I mean, and here's the funny part. I'm going to put up photo number 4. A buddy of mine, Mike Ferrantino, put this up on Facebook yesterday. Took me 9 years to finally see this, but very well done and not for the faint of heart.
Cool.
And the interesting thing about The Green Inferno is it seems like it's aging well. I would put it in the cult classic status at this point without it.
So there's a story behind that.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think if this movie would have came like now or like a couple years ago, straight to a streaming service,
probably
I think it would be a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have had like the second and the third and the shitty fourth, like what happened with
the shitty fourth,
like what happened with Hostel.
Yeah, and again, you know this from working with Eli Roth. I want to be in Hostel 2, and then straight to video Hostel 3. Yeah,
exactly. But I think if it would have been done like a couple of years ago, straight to a VO like streaming platform like Netflix, whatever, right? Hulu, Amazon, whatever. It would have done great.
Yeah.
But we made this movie 10 years ago, December 2012, almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's coming up at 10th anniversary. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and then the like world premiere was at the Toronto International Film Festival in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
The movie was founded by a company called Worldview that I think also founded a couple more movies, and they also founded remember the Metallica movie they had, like Through the Never?
Yeah, the documentary. Yeah,
I'm a huge Metallica fan. No, it was a concert with a guy running in the streets in the middle that wants to get to the concert, but there's stuff like it's a 3D movie. Yeah. The concert is great, and I download I pay on Spotify the music from that movie. So I love Metallica. Yeah. Okay, so then I say that because I met Lars Ulrich in that Toronto Film Festival, and I was
now I'm jealous. Oh my god!
I was shaking. I think if it would have been James, I would have fainted right away. But it was Lars, so I was shocked, but I shook his hand, you know.
And I told him like, there's still a slight.
No. It's still Lars Ulrich, you know? But I was like, but I used Napster, so I'm like. So I only said like I told him like I love you and your music saved my youth. He probably hears that every single time, but I had to say it.
Right.
But going back to the Toronto International Film Festival 2013, so this company Worldview, and we're like, okay, we have the word premiere, we have now we have the release dates. Whatever, blah 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 blah. But then they broke. That company broke. Went to fight for bankruptcy. So the movie was stuck in a limbo. And like a year after that, we were gonna release it like December 2013 or early 2014.
Okay.
So then Blumhouse saved the movie. Blumhouse and Universal, and then they saved the movie. We made of course we did some sort of online campaign like save the Green Inferno, whatever, and they picked up the film, and it got released in September 2015. But I think when that happens, like the movie was thought for a particular. I think every movie is thought. You plan to show it to the world in a certain time.
Yes,
and I think all that thing damaged the film, and then like it didn't do bad.
No,
but it wasn't a huge success on. And it's also a rated R movie, so it's not like the easiest movie to keep on theaters. So if you don't have like a huge first week.
But
So,
I would like to defend your point for a second, Ariel. That movie actually made money. That's the funny part.
oh yeah.
And to some people, because it wasn't monster box office, it was considered a failure. But yet, how is it a failure?
No, and also because like
it actually made money. It's like, come
it
on.
was the first film from Eli after the Hostel, the first the second Hostel.
Right. This is a big movie for
you. So you of course you tend to compare it to those films,
which is true. It did immediately, whether it would be Cabin Fever or Hostel, the comparisons were going to be inevitable. Absolutely.
Right. So, but he has a completely different dive. It was a completely new. I mean, not new because of course it's an homage to Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
And, Cannibal Ferox. So, but it was like it was gonna be like the revival of the cannibal genre, right? It never happened. It was just one and done.
Right.
And we also, and if you watch it, we also teased there's even a script for Beyond the Green Inferno that was going to be the second part.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yes. Well, that's why you're talking to me.
Absolutely. So, this is the perfect way to kind of put up photo number 10, because these are the kind of stories, if you're in the Orlando area, attend weekend. Phantasm in Orlando. It's the return of the jungle. So you're going to get the Green Inferno. You can go watch it. If you're down in the area, go there on this Saturday. You get the film. You get Ariel as well with a little bit of Q&A, telling stories like this, and probably getting into even other stuff that even I learned about, like something interesting. You had bathrooms on that set. I mean, that's like, when I read that, I was like, oh, you really were in the jungle. It was just
yeah. We have porta potties though.
Okay, but still.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, especially for the girls. Like, I can go, like, brother. Once you like, I'm a huge. Well, you call it soccer here.
Yes, but football.
I think that's disrespectful.
I that's why I'm saying it's football.
So I'm a huge football fan.
Yes.
So when 90% of the world, 99% of the world call it football, then you should call it football.
Yeah.
Okay. So football. I'm a huge. So when you go to South American football stadiums and you use those bathrooms, you can go wherever.
I just learned something here. That is for sure.
Of course, I'm talking about cheap tickets. If you buy the more expensive tickets, you'll get a good bathroom. But if you, when I was a kid, I like to go to the hooligan section. So
there you go.
Yeah. So of course the bathrooms were in a good shape. So once you go there, you can go anywhere. But yeah, of course, for the girls it wasn't good, especially for the American girls.
I wish I were in Orlando, because I think it's going to be a fun time to just get, like I said, we're getting a little bit of the inside stories you're giving me right now, which I think is great. So,
I want to save some stuff for the
absolutely. But again,
yeah, and I also have I've been taking pictures, signing. I have pictures stills from the movie that I'm going to sign, and I'm also bringing some DVDs. If you really like the film but you never got the DVD, I'm going to be signing those too. And I'll sign whatever you have from the movies. There's some people that really like the movie, so I will be. And of course, we're going to have a screening, so you might come, check it out, and you might become a fan.
Exactly.
And I'll have stuff right away for you.
One more time.
So yeah. So and I'm spreading the word, because I think, as your friend posted there, like it's worth checking it out, even though it was. It got lost in the radar, I think, a little bit, but it's a very appreciated movie from horror fans.
No, absolutely. Like I said, it is earned its cult status without a doubt. Photo number 10, one more time, Ming. So people, if you're around in Florida, go to Orlando. Phantasm is all weekend long, August 19th through the 21st. The screening will be at 3:00. Q&A with Ariel till 5:00, and he'll sign just about anything, take some pictures. Enjoy it if you're in the Orlando area.
Yeah, of course. And of course, we'll have a Q&A after the screening Saturday, but I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Very cool.
So yeah, the screening is Saturday, but I'll be there with a booth, doing whatever. I'm vaxxed, so you can hug me, kiss me, whatever you want.
Very. Ariel Levy is here on the A Game.
Especially if you're a girl, I need my visa, I need my papers. So,
All right, I got to dive into your passion because it's interesting. You could have stayed the path that you were staying as an actor, but then you decide to really, seriously, wrestling is your passion. And it has become this thing that is starting to progress pretty well, and there is a bright future for you, I think, at this point. Put up photo number 1 real quick because I need to honor him properly with the belt.
Oh, yes.
It's CCW heavyweight champion.
Look at that. Look at that, man, right there. Wait a second.
You got the belt? Do you have the belt?
Yeah.
All right, bring that bad boy out. Because that's admittedly, it's a good looking belt. And it's probably heavy. There he is. He never, see, every champion never leaves home without the belt. You got to love that.
Now that we're talking wrestling, I need to have it, right?
Oh, fair enough. Like I just said, every champion has to keep the belt nearby at all times.
Of course. So yeah, wrestling. I mean, I think a man can have a lot of passions, like human beings.
Absolutely,
a lot of passions. Absolutely. I'm a really like. I also had my band. I released a record in 2009 with my band. So
as a matter of fact, before we dive into the wrestling, then what photo am I looking? Probably number 12. You scroll down because this was an appearance that his band did make at one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Don Nadie. Am I pronouncing correctly? Don Nadie.
Don Nadie.
Sorry, yeah. My apologies. My Spanish.
You can translate it to Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. Good name. I like that.
Yeah.
But it shows your diversity. Again, actor, singer, wrestler. You're going to, like you said, indulge your passions as many as you can. Go right ahead.
So the thing is this, like, I was a huge wrestling fan when I was 14, 15, 16.
Sure.
Huge. It started when I was 10. I started watching when I was 10. But then when I was 14, 16, I became a huge fan.
Okay.
And then but the wrestling scene in Chile is not big, you know. We don't have, and I wasn't an athletic guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. I always watched sports, as I said. Like I used to go to soccer, football, whatever.
Sure.
And I love sports, but I wasn't a sports person. But then when I started working out because I wanted to lose weight after the Promedio Rojo movie that we were talking about earlier, I started getting more confident about me and my abilities. But then I kept training, and I became very and for the Green Inferno actually, I started to really hit the gym, to really diet and all that stuff, because I was like, okay, I used to play very like more of a average, nerdy, dorky kind of guy in romantic comedies, but now I'm playing like this leader from this group of of students that will go to the jungle, and so I wanted to look more. And we spoke about it with Eli too. So I wanted to look. We wanted for the character to look more, more buff and more.
Right. And the interesting part of it is the transition, even from the Green Inferno to now. There is still a major transition going on where you there, where you've packed on a little bit more weight. You're looking more muscular. You look like you belong in the ring with your athleticism.
Yes. Now I'm a wrestling. So I'm a wrestler. So yeah. So I became more. And I started to get, and it was funny because in Chile I started to get more roles. Like now I was the guy that takes off his shirt. It's just, it was funny, and yeah. So then I was promoting another movie in a very successful night show in Chile, and we were talking about like, we're talking about my childhood and whatever it was, and they asked me like, so you always wanted to be an actor when you were growing up? And I was like, no, actually I wanted to be a wrestler. And it was like funny, and I talked about my passion for wrestling a little bit, and we kept the conversation, whatever. And then a few days later I get a Twitter DM from a guy that was putting on a new wrestling show in Chile.
Okay.
And he wanted me. At first, he was just offering me tickets, and if I can give them a shout out on social media and stuff. And I was like, yeah, sure. Do you want me to do something at the show? Like, do you want me because like wrestling and movies and they always use. I mean, WWE or WWF, even AEW now, they always use mainstream movies to promote themselves, right?
Absolutely.
And it's like a cross promotion stuff.
Yes.
Like WWF became great when they started promoting when they used Mr. T in WrestleMania 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah. I'm not comparing myself to Mr. T. Okay.
I didn't say you
were. Just an example. I pity the fool. No, just.
He did it well.
So they were like, really? Would you be open on doing that? And I was like, sure, man. Like, I'll let one of your big guys to beat me up or whatever you want to do. And I showed up, and they invited me to a training session and like meeting that they were having, and I went there, and I really bonded with these guys because for me, I was always like a closet wrestling fan.
I guess you. Yes.
I only watch it like alone in my room on my computer, and but I never shared it with anyone because my friends that used to watch it with me when I was 15, 16, whatever, they stopped watching. I kept watching it, and they stopped. And of course, my acting partners, like they didn't watch wrestling, like lower level art, you know. So I really became friends with these guys, and I started going to their houses to watch pay-per-views, and
right
back when they had pay-per-views and stuff, and then I started training, and they were like, okay, so for this show, the first show, you're gonna talk, and then in the next one that we're having like 3 months after this, you have your first match. And I was like, okay, cool,
okay.
So of course that got a lot of non-wrestling media coverage, because I was
down there.
I already had some.
Here's Ariel Levy, the actor, suddenly now absolutely.
And I was working, and back then I was working in soap operas in Chile that are huge and like telenovelas, and we got a lot of, so that brought a lot of eyes into the product.
It had to in Chile, absolutely.
But when they announced my name, the wrestling fans got very mad, right? Okay. They were like, why is this guy, this pretty boy from TB, gonna come to our, I was like, you know what? I need to be the bad guy. I'm gonna get in the ring and I'm gonna trash talk these fat wrestling fans. I'm gonna tell them how better looking I am, mm-hmm. how more successful I am, mm-hmm. how more famous I am, and I'm gonna make them feel mad. And that's pro wrestling, right? It's like it's like Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, but I'm also going to give you credit. That's also great instinctual, just to sit there and say, okay, you know what? They don't believe me. Fine, I'll embrace this side of it. I'll piss them the hell off. I'll be the best bad guy you're ever going to see.
Exactly, because like a lot of guys, even when we bring some people to CCW now, like local celebrities or some sports people, or so wrestling fans are very territorial, so they don't like that. Hardcore wrestling fans, they don't like people from other, like, that's why, like, for example, like Logan Paul. No,
Jake Paul.
That's the one who
who recently showed up. Yes, it was. Yeah,
I didn't know who he was before before he showed up in WWE. That's how old I am. Okay. So he when he showed up the first time, he got booed. Like, I was there in Dallas when he mm-hmm. worked WrestleMania. He was booed out of the place. Mm-hmm. But clearly the intentions from the WWE was, I mean, and because he doesn't want it to be the bad guy.
Right.
He didn't embrace being the bad guy.
Right.
And it's like, brother, when you're in wrestling, if you come out and you get loud boos, that's money.
Mm-hmm.
Money. That's like you're making a lot. I mean, same if you get cheered like
Sure.
you know, but you need to earn that with the wrestling fans. You
But
you won't get cheered yet just because you're famous.
But I've
You
also
you most likely gonna get booed. So if you embrace those boos
right.
and you push for more and more and more,
Mm-hmm.
you're making a good business.
I also know, Ariel, though, not everybody's willing to embrace it. You were willing to go out there and embrace it. Not everybody's going to sit there and say, do I really want to be the bad guy? But yet, from a couple of wrestlers that I've interviewed, like Bully Ray Dudley, WWE Hall of Famer, I mean, when you embrace that, they say there's nothing better because it's like it lends itself sometimes to more, and it lends into your acting skills probably more.
And it makes it so much easier.
Well said.
It makes it so much easier because we call it work the crowd, like work to get a reaction from the crowd. When they're already booing you, you don't need to do anything. You just stand there, open your arms, look cute, and embrace the boos, you know, and they'll get louder and louder. So yeah, so once I did that, so yeah, so I had my first match. I was the bad guy, but I had this coverage from mainstream media, like the TMC versions of Chile.
Yes.
So it got very like, oh, Ariel Levy is now a wrestler. Wow. Stories on newspapers. Then I had another match and another, and I became a stable in the shows. And then the WWE came to Chile in 2018.
Right, the tryouts in Latin America. It was the first time the WWE had gone down there. So you were actually a part of the tryouts.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, I got separated shoulders.
Ouch.
Shoulder 3 months before the tryout. Like, you know, October 2018, I had a separated shoulder. So I became so... They started to see me every time in every show. So they started liking me because I'm a good talker. So I started talking a lot and saying like mean but funny things, you know. So they were like, you know, those like boo. Those boo. Oh no, we're supposed to boo that. No, boo. So I started getting that, and then I completely went good guy. And I became the champion. Mm-hmm. So it was like full circle. Right. Then I got invited to the tryout, and on my first defense of the belt, I had a separated shoulder. Ouch. So I still went to the tryout.
Right.
I still met with the people that were in charge of talent relationships back then, and Matt Bloom, who's the head coach of the Performance Center, and I still shook their hands and stuff, but I couldn't physically do it. So they were like, okay, we're gonna just send us an email once you feel you're ready, and then we'll see what happens.
Right.
And then once I got recovered from that, I did a reality show in Chile that lasted 3 months. It wasn't a good experience, but it was this kind of a Survivor reality shows. I starved a lot. I got sick. It wasn't that. I mean, I made money, but it wasn't worth it.
I'm sad.
and then I went to work in Mexico for a film, and I was staying there in a friend's house, and I was back in shape after the injury. I already worked some matches in Chile, so I was like, you know what? Maybe now's the time. So I sent an email to the WWE people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, sure. Can you make it to Orlando in November?" I was like, "Yes, I can." Mm-hmm. And I came. Then I came to train with the people with CCW before the tryout so I can get in better shape and
Sure.
better cardio, like in ring shape. The cardio you get in the ring is different
Oh,
than the
yeah.
cardio you get in the gym. So
Sure.
I trained there, and then I went and for 3 days I worked out and did everything at the performance center. I cut promos. I introduced myself. I had improv classes with them. We did, like, it was the most. I mean, I had so much fun in the tryout.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then and then on top of all, like, then I went back to Mexico, and I get an email from them giving me feedback, and it was really good feedback, and they were like talking to me about that they thought that I was maybe too old for it, because I started when I was 30, and
it's funny. There's only like one wrestler that I remember starting after 30 having great success. That was Diamond Dallas Page. He was 35.
right, that's right.
He really
From Jersey.
Absolutely.
Right. And,
so it's unprecedented. That's the funny. I understand why they're saying, well, they're worried because you're 30.
yeah.
It's not like it has not happened. So
Oh, no. But they were like, but we really like your on-screen, on-camera skills. We really like how you talk. We
Yes.
like you can do it in English. You can do it in Spanish.
Absolutely.
You clearly have some fan base in Chile because you're an actor, and you have good social media. So we're, but then they were really pushing for a Latin American project. They were going to have like a Latin American show for the network, for the WWE network back then. Peacock wasn't a thing yet. So I was going back and forth with emails like, hey, blah blah blah, and COVID started, and then a lot of plans got canceled.
Yeah.
This one too. But that gave me like clicked in my head that I was like, maybe I have something here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not just me having fun doing something that I loved when I was a kid. Maybe there's more in this than just that. So after the trial, I went back to Chile. This was before COVID. So I went full on training and working shows through the Chilean summer. As I said, January, February is Chilean summer. So I worked all over Chile. I trained every day. I got in the best shape, best in-ring shape of my life back then. Now I'm a better one, but back then.
Sure.
And I also, I already decided, like, 2020 is going to be my wrestling year. I'm going to dedicate this year. So I had booked on March, I was going to go to Peru. On April, I was going to come to the States to work with CCW. And then on June, I had already a date in Puerto Rico for a show in Puerto Rico. But of course, all went to hell with COVID, like a lot of stuff.
Sure.
And then I was I was locked down with I went to my dad's house because I wanted some company because I live, and he wanted some company too. So I was living I went back to my dad's house, and I was living with him, and I was basically doing nothing because, like, in Chile, lockdown was a real lockdown, not like here in Florida. So and it was during the winter, so it sucked. A lot of time to think, a lot of time to eat, a lot of time to drink, a lot of time to watch wrestling too, of course. But to think about your life, but I was of course watching my social media one day, and I see the CCW guys were running shows, and I wrote to Neilio Costa, who's the guy who owns the company, and I was like, "Hey, brother, if I go to the States now, will I be able to work shows with you?"
Good question.
He's like, "Brother, of course, come." So I took my savings, I sold my car.
Wow.
I got a ticket, and I came. And that was a year and 9 months ago. And I got here in November 3rd, 2020. Then late No, early December,
Mhm.
I worked AW Dark.
Yeah, I was about to say, photo number 6. Put it right up there. Yeah, that was a great opportunity for you to be
Oh
on
yeah, look at
AEW.
the face.
Yeah. And no, you can tell you were like in your glory at that point for sure.
Oh
But
yeah.
I mean, but that time period, really,
I,
that
I wish it wouldn't have happened so fast though.
I think I understand why. You're ready for it, but at the same token, you're like you're still developing your character maybe a little bit more, and you wanted to
Yes,
fine tune it
I
just a
mean,
little more.
look. So when you get a call for for AW, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
AW Dark,
Mhm.
you don't get a chance to show your character or whatever. I mean, you show who you are backstage. Like
Sure.
they see you, you're a very respectful guy and who does
Mhm.
what he's asked to do and doesn't want to show off or whatever. You get to show that. You get to show your etiquette and your professionalism.
Right.
But you don't get to talk. Like if I had an open mic on AW, I know I would probably get hired right away because I'm a good freaking talker. I know that.
Oh, absolutely.
But they don't give you that chance. You only go there to make their signed guys look good.
Right. No, I understand that. Sure.
You're what we call in the business enhancement talent.
Mm-hmm. You know what you're doing when you're going in there. You're the
Right.
opponent. You're yeah.
But I know, and it's not, and I never had like my ego got molded with my acting career, so I don't have a wrestling ego. If I'm gonna lose, I'll lose. If they want to do a spot where they like want to show my ass, I'll do it. I don't care. I don't care making myself look like a fool. I don't care making myself look like a loser. I don't care because it's a character.
Right.
It's entertainment. It's
right.
the business, So, but I think I could have done a better in-ring work. That's it. I've gotten so much better. That's why now I'm the champion. Now I'm
to your credit, exactly. And you've created some things. I watch your behind the scenes after the matches. You're great on the mic. That's obvious, like you said. Mm-hmm. Then you have a tagline: "The champion you deserve." It's catchy. Yes, gets your attention. And it's sort of it's sort of like there's a little bit of the bad guy that comes out in the good guy. It's that arrogance. I am the champion you deserve. So
yes, sir, because I'm a star and I'm a proper star, a proper celebrity. Of course you deserve me. You don't deserve an indie worker is gonna come and work for his family. You deserve a real star with a blue check on his Instagram.
And then see? But see, credit. You're developing a great character, and I think that's a good thing. It's sort of like Ariel Levy is going to go places.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like, so I got to work when I was in Chile one day. For one show, they brought Sean Waldman, who's X-Pac.
X-Pac, absolutely.
Right? Or Six-Pac if you watch WCW. And or the 1, 2, 3 Kid if you're very old.
1, 2, 3 Kid, Six-Pac when he went over to TNA Impact. Yeah.
So great worker, Deep Generation X, NWO. So he came to work and we work a 6-man match. I was in one team and he was in the other team.
Mm-hmm.
And I was green, but I cut a promo beforehand and I got a lot of reaction. And I worked the match, and I didn't do like crazy moves, but I did what I had to do.
Right.
So then he pulled me aside, and he was like, "You have something.
That's gotta feel good.
You have something, and I think you're gonna be great. But because you have charisma and reactions, you have reactions,
no doubt.
So the moves are easy. You're gonna learn the moves, but." What you have, I cannot teach you that. So, but I would advise you to go somewhere else and see if you can create that outside.
Right. And this is where CCW really is
becoming. And I was very doubtful of, okay, they're booing me and they're cheering me, but are they booing me because I'm this TV guy here, or are they booing me because I'm doing a good wrestling bad
character, right? Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Maybe it's a mixture of both. Probably. But then I came here and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the same character. Let's see what, and
Sure.
it works. It always works, and it works because in Chile they knew when I talk about, oh, I'm this huge celebrity, blah, 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 I could back it up, right? But
Right.
here I seem more delusional, so that's more hateable. It's like, who is this guy? Why is he talking like that with that stupid accent? Why? So so it's fun, and that phrase, the champ that you deserve. I was gonna, because like old school old timers will tell you,
Right.
bad guys shouldn't have t-shirts or merch, but right now everything's about merch. So
absolutely.
I was avoiding having, but now I had to make a t-shirt with that phrase.
Oh, okay. Come on, you gotta sell. That's your hashtag. That is your phrase. You gotta go for it. Absolutely.
So I'm gonna have to make the champ that you deserve, or the champ that I deserve. What I'm trying to decide there which one I'm gonna make, but yeah, and wrestling has been great, and I know I'll have like going back to the EW thing, like I'm sure I'm gonna have more opportunities there.
Sure.
I mean, I actually, it's funny because I was invited to the tapings they're having in Orlando this weekend, because they tape The Dark in Orlando, but I'm gonna be in Orlando, but doing the convention.
Sure, of course.
So I had to tell them that no, thank you. I have this convention. I was already scheduled there. So sorry. Hopefully the next time I'll have the chance to go back there. And I think now with the age issue, now that I'm turning 38 soon, 38. Although I think I'm in great shape for my age and stuff. When I see my high school buddies,
amen.
But they're not taking bumps though. But like wrestling bumps. I think AEW is more flexible with that, with the age.
Right. I see that too.
If they see that something can work, they're gonna pick it up. And
well, I was about to make a point about your upcoming opponent, who's made some appearances at AEW the last couple of years, and it gives me a chance to mention September Bash number 20, where
yes, sir.
The heavyweight title will be on the line. This man, Ariel Levy, will be taking on a former WWE frontline talent in Gangrel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gangrel, who's like going off the script now, like he's
he is now.
He's going off the storyline.
Okay, going off the story. Gotcha. Yeah,
he's a head coach of the CCW training facility, that operates here in Pompano Beach, Florida.
Fantastic! Wow.
So if you want to become a pro wrestler, if you're watching this, you want to become a pro wrestler, I would highly and strongly advise to come here and train with him. And he's a great wrestling man. I think he 100% deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Like, there are people who's there that, I don't know, he had a way bigger impact. I don't know how that operates, how they decide that, but it's okay. But I think he should be there. For me, he's a Hall of Famer. Sure. A legend, a Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Great guy. Amazing storyteller. Mm-hmm. Amazing mind. Great wrestler. And but that doesn't mean I want beat his ass.
Yeah, exactly. It's teacher
September 3rd, Hialeah, Florida. Mm-hmm. Unbranded Brewing Company. Bash at the Brew 20 is our 20th show straight. Every first Saturday of the month. We've been working there for 19 months. Mm-hmm. This is going to be our 20th there, and me and my last the guy that I beat for this baby boy right here, mm-hmm. Charlie. I would like to say we both our rivalry built that venue. So of course other people mm-hmm. too. It's a CCW. It's a great company. But our rivalry was the first main event rivalry there, mm-hmm. and now it was the biggest rivalry. We had a very bloody street fight the last Bash at the Brew, Bash at the Brew 19,
Right.
we both we're both bleeding. We're hitting each other with chairs, with doors. With he took my belt of my jeans and started whipping me.
Right.
It was fun as hell, and of course, I ended up victorious. That's why I have this with me now. And now my next opponent is, as you said,
Gangrel. Yeah.
Gangrel, and it's gonna be an honor, but. Once that bell rings, there's no respect.
Hey, it's teacher versus student. It's new school versus old school. Will this? I know some of the episodes of CCW are on YouTube. Will this be
every episode though? So
fantastic. Okay.
Tomorrow we drop the 100 episode of Alive Wrestling.
Number 2, if you don't mind, Ming. I think I have the promo photo for that. There it is. Tuesday, 7 o'clock, 6 Central on YouTube.
Yeah, this was the last.
That's the last one. That was number 99. So number 100 is tomorrow.
This is from last week, but that was a great match. You can check it out. I'm tagging with my friend, my little brother, Alan Estuez Martinez, who's another Chilean wrestler who's making a great impact here in the States.
Very cool.
And we're versus Cha-Cha Charlie, the guy that I defeat for the belt, and Jackal Stevens, who's another great wrestler from CCW. So definitely, if you're a wrestling fan, or if you have, or you want to watch what it's all about, I would recommend you to look for CCW Live Wrestling every Tuesday, 7 p.m. here in the East, 6 Central. So yeah, check it out, and if you're ever in Florida, we have shows. In Hialeah, as I said, Homestead, Kissimmee, Port St. Lucie, Ocala, and if you're in Tennessee, Nashville, we also have shows in Nashville, Tennessee. We had a great show for SummerSlam weekend a couple weeks ago, and we're having another one in November. So yeah, we're keeping ourselves busy, thank God, here with CCW. And now, of course, I'm taking this weekend to take my acting role to show the people in Orlando what the Green Inferno was all about, and maybe find some new projects, because a lot of directors and actors show up there. So I would love to get to have more movie jobs here. It would be great. Although I'm happy doing my wrestling thing. I think I'm very focused, and I think I'm getting places with it. So I'm enjoying the ride. I'm just enjoying the ride and having fun while doing it. It's great.
I do a segment every time to wrap up with random shots. I know we're running out of time. I got 3 quick random shots. These questions can come from anywhere. So I'm going to have some fun with you on these. And I'll start with this. True or false, you starred in a film that translated in English, the title of the movie is Fuck My Life.
True.
Yeah. And hey, look, you gave me a chance to say fuck my life on a podcast. I love it. Thank you.
Fuck my life. But it's not the it's not the literal translation.
Okay.
It was the title that we gave it, and they gave it here in the States.
Okay. Matter of fact, real quick, photo number 7. This is what it looked like when it came out. Que pena tu vida, if I got it correctly.
Exactly.
All right. Number 2, I'll go to the wrestling and acting world and mash it together. Who is the better actor in your mind, John Cena or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Ooh, that's a tough one, but I really like John Cena comedic skills.
Yes. He's very good.
Love the Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm. Other than you, who do you think has the best finishing move in wrestling? Past, present, future, whoever.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, 100%.
Stone Cold Stunner. That's like on my list is that, and
I was
about to say, going to 619 is also a great one.
Yeah, but you can't go wrong with a good Stone Cold Stunner, and they're still doing it like in random shows, like giving it to each other, like it's like a classic. Even Tony Khan did one like after an AEW show. So yeah, it's like the most iconic. Well, of course, Hulk Hogan's leg drop.
Yeah, it's probably the iconic.
Very iconic, or the people's elbow from The Rock. But
you pretty much did the Mount Rushmore of moves as far as that goes. Stone Cold's right there.
But to my generation, a Stone Cold Stunner, hopefully with 2 beers. So when he hits it, beer splashes all over the place. Yes. So I'm a Stone Cold guy. He's my
Oh, there you go. Look at that. It was just on the phone there. Your that's saying something. There it is. Get
he's
back.
my phone cover. So
he's on the phone cover. I saw
my
it.
phone wallpaper.
That's wonderful.
So all right, there he is. There's
Stone Cold.
Steve-O. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. One last question to wrap up, and I'm playing a hypothetical here because CCW is trying to become a bigger organization in the independent wrestling scene. There is an organization up my way called ISPW. Their champion here is Danny Morrison. Could it be possible? And now let's play the hypothetical. Could we get Levy and Morrison and maybe get 2 organizations to do a match somewhere in the middle between Florida and New Jersey? I would like to see maybe, and I don't know how independent wrestling works because everybody's got their own organizations, but could it be possible? And because I could think it could bring in bigger audiences. You know where I'm going with this.
I'm always open for that. I'm always open for that. Let's do it. Let's do it. And if you ever, and if you like my email is on my Instagram. So if you want to book me there, like if you want to ask for of course I'm a champion. So
absolutely,
maybe my fee is a little high for you, but you can still ask.
Yeah, well, that's the reason I'm sending it out to my boys at ISPW to say, hey, consider this.
I would love to go to Jersey and when we're there, like the Northeast, I think is a classic wrestling.
It really is
territory to work. Like, and I've never worked there. I've never worked in Jersey, Philly, of course, New York, Massachusetts. Like I've never worked there, and I know that's where the WWF became big. Right. So I would love to go there and work more shows. But of course, we are running so many shows with CCW, and now me being the champion, of course, you take a huge responsibility. You have to be in every show. You have to close every show, and you have to keep yourself looking good. Right. So sometimes you go to a different company and they don't treat your character the way that CCW is treating it, and you damage what we're doing here. So yes, so I am 100% open for a crossover. Like
I like again. I'm playing matchmaker here. I'm like going, hello, Dave LaGreca, you listening?
I'm over for a cross promotional show, 100%. I'm actually working another promotion here. It's called Boca Raton Championship Wrestling, and I'm working Kerry Morton Jr. The day after the bash, which is September 4th. So yeah, but I mostly work Florida because like we have a lot of stuff going on around here. But as I said, like it's one of my goals, of course, is to work Jersey, Philly,
amen,
New York, like those good old very, very good wrestling towns with very loud fans.
To wrap it all up, let me remind you one more time, on YouTube every Tuesday night, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, you can catch CCW Wrestling through there. Don't forget, September 3rd is the Bash, September Bash 20. The heavyweight belt is on the line as Ariel Levy will be taking on the legend Gangrel. And one more time, photo number 10, if you're down in Florida this weekend, once again, Phantasm going on all weekend long. Look for Ariel and a special screening of the movie that really launched him here in the United States, to Green Inferno, and you will get the Q&A. He'll sign things. It is really cool. Follow him on Instagram, follow his Twitter feed, and find out more. And my friend, I look forward to talking to you again at some point, but thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you very much. I had a blast, and yeah, I can't believe we're running out of time. I'm sorry.
I had a feeling at the rate we were going, we could have gone for 3 hours. But I'll have you back again at some point for sure. No doubt about it. All right, man. That's a wrap for the A Game. I'm Rob Acampora. We'll do it again next week. So look on Facebook to find out when. And listen, sign up and follow my YouTube channel for the other 82 episodes that have happened so far. For Ariel Levy, I'm Rob Acampora. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week.